one person on YouTube. We're getting ready to start the recording on Zoom as soon as Jake fires up his camera.
Boom, ready, set. There we
You got no forehead. There you go. All right, let's hit record. We're already live on YouTube. All right. Hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
New York City. I'm going to keep saying that on accident for a while. It's about to be New Jersey.
No, it's not. Rego Park, Queens. Still New York.
Oh, I thought you were moving across the river for some reason because it was cheaper.
But Rego Park was too. It's still off the metro, still in Queens. I'm
All
still
right.
like a half hour, 40 minutes. And it's huge, man. The place that we have been living in, we kind of did like a rough measurement with a tape measure the other day. It's a 2-bedroom. There's 2 adults, 2 babies, 2 dogs. Like they're chihuahuas, but still. Yeah. Cat, 450 square feet, man. This whole place. The place we're moving to, 1,200 square feet. So
that is an upgrade.
Yeah.
Hello, Tired of Liars. Hello, Rich Whitfield. And hello. Yeah, there's a T in there. And hello, Danger Aware. All right. Let's jump right in. First of all, the very first thing I want to say before we jump to news is I want to tell every other podcast out there to eat a bag of hammered a-holes. Every podcast is on vacation, airing repeats. The Daily Show is airing old sketches. Every podcast, except for news, is in repeats. We are still new. We are posting this on Christmas Eve. We're live on the 23rd. We're posting on Spotify on Christmas Eve. Always new. All you other podcasts are lazy. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's jump right in with the biggest story of the week. This is insane. It is. I don't even know what to say other than I'm going to read the headline. Pornhub pulling out of Florida on January 1st, 2025. Oh my goodness, where will the residents of Florida turn to if not all the other thousands of streaming sites for adult content? But still, that's pretty big. They're getting in a fight with DeSantis,
who's all about freedom, DeSantis.
Well, I get Tired of Liars says we have audio issues. Which one of us sounds bad, me or Jake? Under Armour or Steve Buscemi? Who sounds bad? Jake's been having audio issues a lot lately. We were going to give him one more week when he gets into his new place, but yeah, especially on the Zoom recording, his audio's been bad. Yeah, Rich says it too. Everybody's saying the audio's bad. Whose audio is bad?
It's right.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Both choppy.
Choppy.
Me. I am usually broadcasting from right next to our router. Today, since the family's gone, I came upstairs, so that makes sense, I guess. I've got a clear picture. I've got clear everything. Oh, maybe it's at YouTube's end.
It could be, man. I mean, you're smooth on my end.
You're smooth on mine. But we got 2. It's not one person. We got 2 people saying that our audio is bad. I don't know what to do other than.
You think maybe we shut this off, restart our routers, see if that helps?
I don't know that it's going to be a router issue. Like I said, if it's smooth for both of us, I've got strong connection across every single thing I'm looking at.
All right. Well,
next week I'm going back to the basement. I'll be right next to my router, but I've got smooth, clear signal. I can see you crisp.
Same. That sucks.
All right. I see. When you talk about freedom, I see both sides of this. DeSantis is trying to set up a verification system using government ID so that you have to prove you are 18 in order to see adult content. Right now, we all know that it's a game. The adult websites have "Are you 18?" Click here, and then you get to see whatever you want. That is exactly like the tollway in Blazing Saddles, where they're riding across the plain and like, we're going to need a shitload of dimes because the government sets up the Richard, I know you're not a robot, it's probably your router, but either way, both sides are right and both sides are wrong. Pornhub does not want government. You have to scan an ID to access them. But DeSantis is right in that just having a click here if you're 18, it's nothing. It's not. That's not. So how do you keep kids away from adult content? Because study after study after study shows that when these young kids see that stuff, it is damaging. It's they get an inappropriate sense of what lovemaking, for lack of a better word, is.
All right, here's the thing. I agree. We should make it to where kids can't look at porn on the internet, because before there was the internet, kids never saw porn. I
Not
remember
the same. Not that
I
you'd
remember
find a
before
VHS tape, you'd
I never
find
saw
a
porn,
hustler
right?
in a woods, but it's not the same as clicking on your phone and seeing graphic stuff.
The stuff in my dad's sock drawer was anyway. I like the idea of kids being able to see porn on their phone as a father, instead of having to steal my phone and then seeing what I'm into. That I don't want. I don't want, because then they're like, I can't get it through my phone. Fuhrer DeSantis, who's so about freedom that he wants you to fucking like log into the system and show your papers before you jack off, and now the government knows what you're spanking to. That's crazy.
Oh,
So I
the
don't like.
government knows anyway. All this stuff is tracked. The
Okay,
stupidest lawsuit.
and you're tying it to your ID. Now hackers can get it. Like it's look, you're typing in your ID, you're typing in your name, your real ass no shit, this is me name, and then Googling what makes you come. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Who wants to do? Who is stupid enough to go? Well, the government says that it's safe, and they're not going to do anything with it. And they say there's no way that crazy hackers could. Like what? Who is naive enough to really think in 2024 some nefarious hackers couldn't get in there and blast that all? Look what happened to Ashley Madison. That was safe. That was secure. Who's dumb enough to type in their fucking name to what they're going to be jacking off to? Also, I don't want my kids stealing my phone and seeing what I'm into. Because back before the internet, I had to go into my dad's sock drawer and I saw what he was into. And I could never look that man in the eye again. It was a lot of tentacle and foot stuff. All the pages were stuck together. It was gross.
I am taking the counterpoint. I am going to. I would be fine with that. I would be fine with the terrorists and the hackers and my kid knowing what I'm into, because I am bland. I am boring. When I stumble across something that is like a little outside my safety zone, I click off that faster than possible. Like I like the straightforward, just hey, there's two people. Oh, now I can take care of myself. It's like I am fine with everybody knowing what I'm into, because I am a boring guy. In fact, I am vanilla white boy uninteresting. So the world can know my
Well,
lack of kinks.
talking about a guy who whacks off in the Midwest. These people are whack off in Florida. All right, they're into all kinds of crazy shit. You think they want to? You think a Florida dude wants to sit there on day 3 of like a crystal meth bender and then type his name and social security number followed by whatever crazy shit that he's searching for in the German section of Pornhub? Come on now.
Two things. One, when I was in college, I donated sperm to an infertility clinic, or I tried to, and they gave us the Sears catalog because the internet was not around then. That's how old I am. And I was fine with it. I was fine. I'm like, ooh, pretty women in bras and panties. It worked.
That's all we'll be able to whack off to in the future. It's this goddamn Sears catalog, this right-wing Christian asshole.
Well, Danger Aware reminded me of something. He said your IP is attached to everything you do online. And earlier I started to say, this reminded me, the dumbest lawsuit of the past year was when people, and I think it's still going, wanted to sue Google because the incognito browser actually saved your search history, everything you did, or Google got a hold of it. And I'm like, duh. Did you think that because it didn't, basically incognito was so you could type in weird kinky animal porn, and the next time someone was on your browser and typed W, it didn't autofill. That's all incognito was for. Anybody that was out there saying, oh, I can look at whatever I want and no one will know,
I'm
is
gonna
an
Google how
idiot.
to murder my wife. Yeah, like there people getting caught doing shit like that cracks me.
Tired of Liars says our audio's choppy again. It's a YouTube thing, because if it's going choppy and clearing up and going choppy and clearing up, there's nothing we can do about it. Thanks for pointing it out. Absolutely appreciate you pointing it out. But
blame Ron DeSantis for the choppy audio as well. I think he's getting in there and fucking up everything on the internet. Not just
yeah, because either way, yeah, there's nothing we can do. But again, I'm fine with people knowing my. Of course, some people like hardcore, actual Christians, not the ones that say I believe in, like the Porky's 2 Christians that say I believe in Jesus and then watch the dirty films themselves because they're always into kinky crap. They'll be fine with what I look, but like actual followers of Jesus might find my stuff too extreme because they're not even vanilla. But let's go back to the beginning. How is this handled? You can't have you don't want the government an ID scanning showing online that can get hacked, and you don't want to click here. So what is the solution? Was there anything at the bottom of the article that said like this is what we think should happen? Because it seemed that both sides said this is the only way.
Yeah, that's true. I think they have way too much faith in their ability to keep kids away from porn, and versus the kids' will to find the porn. I'm telling you, they will find ways around it. They will find like the lengths that we would go to just to see a shitty hustler porn mag in the 1980s and 90s. These kids, and dude, Ron DeSantis and his cronies are not as good at computers and iPhones as kids, especially kids that want to see porn. They're going to get around this. I'm telling you right now, they're getting around this. This is just another version of the click button as far as kids in Florida are concerned.
And I have this thought too. How much money does Pornhub have if they can just give up a state like Florida? If they can just say, like most companies try and find end runs. They're like, we need the biggest customer base we can get. And they're saying, we'll just, throw Florida under the bus.
I like that Pornhub and Disney are taking the same stance against Ron DeSantis. You know what I mean? Two slightly different organizations in the entertainment industry, but they're teaming up for a common goal. I think they should team up with Disney.
I think that'd be great. I do think it's funny here, toward the bottom of the article, it says the law is already being challenged by the Free Speech Coalition, a trade organization that represents the adult entertainment industry, and that's cute and fine. I want to see the ACLU get involved because that to me would be hilarious. The idea that we champion free speech and, facials are free speech. I want to see the ACLU jump on this and demand the right for all Floridians to see, bondage, interracial, step family, all the stuff that's out there. I want the ACLU involved.
Dude, and I hope that ACLU lawyer delivers a speech during his closing arguments with the passion of Matthew McConaughey in A Time to Kill. I hope he says, now imagine the big cock was white. Imagine it was white. And like jurors are tearing up. You know what I mean? Like he gets into this whole societal sort of diatribe and really brings people together.
Yes. All right. This next story I've sent you a couple times, but we never got around to talking to it. I'm going to get up and grab something in the refrigerator. I'll let you go for a second. Here's the headline: Monster Red Bull adapt as energy drinks go sugar-free. You, my friend, are addicted to Monster, and I have texted you in the past that you are drinking pure poison. I would like you to start drinking, and we're not sponsored by Monster, so Jake's giving it away for free by promoting. You need to start drinking, instead of cyanide, I don't know, arsenic. Is that a lesser poison? It's still poison, but I sent you a thing. I'm standing up.
But for one thing, cyanide does nothing to me after all the Monster Energy I've drank it. I'm telling you, that stuff, it blasts my immune system to another level. It any kind of poisons that get in there are just completely overridden by whatever this stuff is. And I'm like immune, my tolerance is too high.
You should switch to Celsius. Again, not sponsoring us, not doing, But this, I discovered it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm close to being addicted to it. It got listed as in the list of healthiest poisons to drink. It was the second most healthiest poison because it still has the bull sperm or whatever taurine is, but no sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, no
I
aspartame.
got sugar. I got no sugar.
Yeah,
So
but you have the cancer chemical put in there, the aspartame. But either way, it on the 10 worst drinks, Monster was number two,
what
I
about
think.
zero calorie, zero sugar Monster?
It's but that was still that's the thing is they're all going sugar free. I'm gonna change gears
I'm
here half a
pro.
second.
I'm pro that, dude. I drink the sugar. I don't like the. I good. No one is more pro this than me. You know why? Because I drink the sugar free one, and the regular monster tastes like a honeycomb jizzed in my fucking monster. You know, it's sort of like if you switch to diet soda and you're used to regular soda. I mean, I don't drink like soft drinks and pop and stuff. But like I used to, and I used to drink Coca Cola when I was a kid. I switched to like Coke Zero and Diet Coke and all that. And then when I go back and drink a regular Coke, it was like I was being maced by a bottle of Aunt Jemima or something like that.
I was just going to use a comparative. My wife used to drink Mountain Dew, and every so often, like once a year, I would say, "Give me a sip of that," and it was like drinking pure syrup. And I would take a sip and like, oh, I can't. Um, but
So
it's
nothing bothers me more than when I'm in a store and there's nothing but that regular full sugar black can of Monster. Whereas there's a bunch of different flavors of the sugar free ones. I think those are becoming more popular anyway.
well,
And
that's well, I was just going to say it's funny because this is all about, and I'm not going on an old man rant here about generations, but studies have shown that's why everything is going, quote, sugar free instead of diet. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, Alpha's too young, they don't care. Younger millennials and Gen Z don't like the word diet. And so everything is switching to sugar free. It's the same product. 7 Up just did it. For a few years, I was enjoying Diet 7 Up um, because again, the regular 7 Up tasted like pure syrup. And so one day I go to the store and there's no Diet 7 Up. It was a bright white package. And so you could just see it all the way down the aisle. And so it was out. I'm like, oh, they'll get it in next week. But for over a month, they did not have Diet 7 Up, 7 Up. And finally, I don't know what made me do it, but I said, you know what? I bet something happened. So I Googled right then and there in the store. I'm like, what happened to Diet 7 Up? And the first thing that popped up was, oh, they've changed it to sugar free 7 Up or 7 Up Zero or something like that. And sure as shit, they'd had it the whole time. But the stupid thing they did was they changed the packaging to look almost like regular 7 Up. So they used to have Diet 7 Up, which is this bright white package you could see. And I'd been walking by because I would just take a glance and I would see the normal green, and now you have to look close to see 7 Up sugar free or 7 Up Zero or whatever it is. But yeah, it's all because Gen Z doesn't like the word diet. They like sugar free. It's fascinating the little tiny twists they do to market.
no, I think Gen Z is right because I remember in the '90s and stuff they would call different things diet, but it would actually be riddled with fucking poison still, you
Yeah.
know. And that was like most of the stuff that they considered health food and I'm not talking about like eat vegetables and fruit. I'm talking about like the processed food where they would give you a TV dinner of lasagna and be like, don't worry, it's diet lasagna.
Yeah.
It's it's fucking good for you. And they would no, listen, this is only, and they would make up point systems. If you eat this lasagna with the cookie crumbles on top, it's only 87 points, and you're like, oh great, this is fine. And so I think that word has been corrupted by the very same people that made us fat. And Gen Z has come along and be like, what? They used to be sold this and told it was health food. That they used to be told to follow the food pyramid where 70% or whatever of your daily calories should be carbs and dairy. No, I'm not following these things.
Not even dairy, carbs. I just listened to a podcast on this, and it had to do with the food pyramid. Literally had to do with like a surplus of wheat or a bumper crop that they needed to
No,
sell off. So they created the food pyramid in order to sell crops as opposed to keeping us healthy.
Oh
Chloe's
yeah,
bored with us, but that's fine. You're easily distracted. We're not, jumping and shouting. We're actually talking. So go be bored somewhere else.
I even had a second grade teacher like showing us the food pyramid in school one day, and she kind of knew it was bullshit too. She was like, "Wait, it says like 5% of your diet should be vegetables and fruit. Kids, I think this is more like a minimum. You should probably be
Yeah.
eating more veggies and fruit than this." And we were like, "Shut up, you science denying whore. Put the Lucky Charms back on the wall. That's what we're eating all day." And then a slight healthy snack.
Tired of Liars is on our side. He was about 35 when giving up sugar drinks. There's something about your taste buds that just change.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I loved Mountain Dew. What I brought up earlier, that was my go-to drink was Mountain Dew. And like I said, when my wife drank it, I couldn't even take a hit. But the other part of diet is the and everyone talks about this, the serving portion, the serving size, where it says, the package, 360 calories, and you're like, oh, that's good per serving, 3 servings per package, and you're like, wait a second, this is a meal. I eat this entire thing, but I'm not supposed to. Wait a second.
Right. Yeah. I think they're just kind of done with that because they realize that most of what they've been told about food's been a lie their entire lives. So.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said it wasn't an old man rant. I wasn't going, what's wrong with Gen Z? I was just saying, yeah, I get it. They're changing terminology. All that said, I still think you should give Celsius a hit. It's fantastic.
I tried one. I wasn't a fan.
Really?
But no, it was warm. It was they had it at work. I maybe got to put it in the fridge for a
Oh,
night.
yeah. That's because I've tried a variety of flavors, haven't found one I didn't like yet.
I think I honestly I'm just addicted to the old Monster sugar free. So
All right.
it's doing me, and I'm pro so, energy drinks not having sugar in it anymore. I don't like the ones with sugar.
There you go.
It's just making now instead of half having sugar and half not having sugar, it's 100% stuff that I would drink.
Well, Jake, I hate to talk about this next one. It's we are about a week and a few days away from 2025, and racism is sadly alive and well in America. Elon Musk posts racist images in response to Elizabeth Warren's call for ethics standards. And of course, this is the HuffPost, which is, we know, always like Fox News, fair and balanced. Senator Elizabeth Warren seems to have struck a nerve by calling for Donald Trump to hold Elon Musk to the kind of ethics standards set for government officials heavily on Native American stereotypes. First of all, I love how so my first thought, of course, is like Chief Wahoo from the Cleveland Indians, or like the early Warner Brothers cartoons that really played up the like Mickey Rooney playing an Asian in, what was it, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Sure.
Then you click on him. No, it's pretty much just putting Elizabeth Warren in standard native headdresses or other sort of,
Well, it would be super racist to do that to somebody who just voted like pro Native American on issues or what. Like it would be super fucking racist. But like
I'm not saying it's appropriate. I'm just, it's not, maybe it's inappropriate, but like, of course, someone has to. It's so racist.
But like she was the one claiming that she was Native American on fucking college applications and shit. So it's like, yeah, I think okay, calling someone who's Native American Pocahontas racist as fuck. Calling a white lady who lied about Native American being Native American Pocahontas hilarious. So there's a lot of actual racist Elon shit posts out there. So like, it's not like we have to make up racist stuff that he has retweeted that this evil apartheid heir who's a Batman villain has done. Literally, the man's entire fucking wealth has come from apartheid. We don't need to invent racist shit about Elon Musk, but somehow they've done it.
Well, and that's not only have they done it, but it doesn't make the world a better place, continually taking shots at the other side. The idea that, ooh, Elon did this, so now we have to turn it into a headline to generate outrage, to just keep a divide strong. You could just let it go. You could just
love you guys. You know what I mean? Like he's doing it. If the people he's trying to annoy are writing articles going, this fucking annoyed me, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, yeah, he's happy. He's like, good. I did it to piss you off.
Yeah, that he's baiting and you're falling for it. You're taking the bait. The DNA test from 2018 shown Warren likely has a Native American ancestor, but the vast majority of her ancestry is European. I like that part. Likely has a Native American ancestor, like one, like there was one great grandfather on one side.
Yeah, I mean, technically, most of us are the great grandchildren of Genghis Khan. We can't all put Asian on the fucking resumes, you know? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Here it is. I clicked the article.
Grift. I respect that to a point, but just apologize and be like, hey, it was wrong. Or, you know, somebody told me I was Native American in my family and lied. And then just.
That's what she said. She said she was told it her whole life.
Yeah, she leaned into it and was like, fuck you. I am a Native American princess. Kiss my ass, whitey, you know? And then it's like, yeah, and then they called you out, like, do a 23. You're a blonde lady with blue eyes. Do a 23 and me. She was dumb enough to take the bait. I'm sorry, I like a lot of Elizabeth Warren's policies, but that was a dumb one to fall for. It's one of those things to where it's like she got baited with it and then just fucking walked right into it.
I clicked on the article that there was a link in there. She could be. They didn't say is. They said she could be 1024th Native American if the ancestor is 10 generations back. 1024th.
Doctor would call
not
that.
Even 1 in 10, not 1/10, not 1%. She could be 1024th Native American.
You know what a doctor would refer to that as? Not being Native American.
That's like a part of her pinky nail is. It's like part of her pinky is Native American.
Reading the thing when it came out and she was like 164th, but that means it's like, okay, look, that means like your great grand, like one of them was.
It goes back 10 generations to find even something remotely close.
That doesn't count. Like that doesn't, come on. You know what you were doing? You were trying to get an edge in a very competitive school, maybe trying to get some scholarship money, something like that. There's politicians have done more evil things, just you know, but that's kind of what you were doing.
We scrolled it back. I missed it. Tired of Liars said, my nephew was told all his life that he was part Native American, but when he got his 23andMe, it showed he was simply white. It's one of those things that, yeah, we've all got, like you said, the Genghis Khan. I can't do better than that example.
Well, okay. If she was like super Sicilian, you know what I mean? It was kind of tan with dark hair, and people told her that she believed it. It's like she's sitting there, like I mean, she looks like I don't know, just blonde hair, blue eyes. Like there's nothing Native American about her look. So it's like she's either lying and saying, you know, like I did this to try to get an edge, and you know I got caught, or she's really fucking dumb and sat there with blonde hair and blue eyes. It was like, I can't believe that. Blah, 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 blah. It's like you weren't raised around Native American people. Like, why would you think you're Native American? You don't look Native American. You weren't raised around Native Americans. Like, what are you talking about?
I love Joe Martin's comment. I got to call attention to it. Grandma said I was Cherokee. Dad said I was Irish Gypsy, Black Dutch. Either way, I suck at drinking.
There you go.
That's a shot. That was a shot. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Next story. I sent you 3 or 4 links involving this one story. We've got 10 minutes left on Zoom. The NCAA president, Charlie Baker, testified before Congress, and so much. He wanted to talk about gambling in college sports. He wanted to talk about harassment of women athletes and female athletes. He talked about the horrible things that are public and how what they get in direct messages is worse than what we see. He said, we get to see these horrible, horrible comments that get left. And yet when they come to us and say, hey, yeah, we know that's what they posted on my Facebook profile. Look at the direct message. It's so much worse.
Right.
That's what he wanted to talk about. And of course, Josh Hawley and Republicans got caught up in trans. And I thought the Josh Hawley clip was interesting. First of all, he was asked how many athletes he represented, and the number was 510,000, something like that. And then was asked, what's that?
I'm shocked it's that many, man.
Yeah,
Like
well, it's all college athletes. It's all
that's
college
fucking
athletes. But then he got asked how many are trans, and he said fewer than 10, which for this whole conversation, for all the anti-trans bills, for everything, even pro or anti, the fact that both sides are fighting over fewer than 10. This is Elizabeth Warren Native American ancestry numbers here. The comparative, maybe slightly higher, but still, the
sure.
clip of Josh Hawley.
Well, dude, to be fair, she did identify as Native American.
That's true. Josh Hawley keeps talking over him. It's fascinating how he works to get his sound bites. Everyone should watch it. It's a C-SPAN clip. Google Josh Hawley, NCAA. But every time the guy tries to give a legitimate answer, like the Trump courts, Trump appointed judges, the Trump courts ruled in favor of, and as he starts saying that, Hawley interrupts and gets his soundbite in. It's amazing how easy it is to manipulate because nobody's watching C-SPAN, but they can pull out Josh Hawley hammering this guy to make Josh look tough and like
Well,
he's
yeah,
standing up for women.
the guy's just got a look on his face, just bored and sort of amazed. Like, are we going to talk about gambling? I came here to talk about gambling. Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing? It had nothing to do with what the hearing was supposed to be. Yeah.
because he was saying that they get death threats. You have college. He said one guy missed a field goal and got death threats because of gambling. And
It's
so
pretty wild. And I get it. At first, I was like, what kind of a loser has that much writing on a fucking football game to where he's like, well, the guy missed the field goal. I'll never pay rent again. It's like, dude, that's not it. You're the problem there, bud. Not that guy. But then, to be fair though, so a friend of mine sends me parlay picks for UFC sometimes. He sent me a 6-leg parlay on the last one a little over a week ago. And
that's a lot.
Dude, first 5 won. I bet $10 on this. I was going to win $1,700. And then
that's why I said 6 is a lot. To clear all 6 would be insane. You got 5 of them in a row?
5 in a row. I was on a $10 bet. I was going to win $1,710.
Who let you down?
Colby Covington. He came out to and I was just listening on the app. I wasn't even watching the fight. I'm just listening to it on my app, like old-timey radio. He comes out to Hulk Hogan's theme song, apparently with Hulk Hogan at his side, and then he just gets cut early. And it's like a couple minutes into round 1, maybe I hear, and it looks like some scar tissue popped open on Covington. I'm like, that's not good. Covington's got to knock this guy out now, otherwise that thing is just gonna fucking keep popping open more and more and more. And sure enough, that's what happened. I mean, just a doctor had to stop the fight. But in an interview a couple days later, he was just kind of talking about, I didn't really know about the fight until recently. I'm going to come back and all this. And he was like, and I didn't spend a lot of time in training camp because I was on the campaign trail with Trump. Oh, do I hate Donald Trump even more now? Son of a bitch.
Oh, well, I mean, how did he not find out about it? They just threw it in last minute, like, hey, we need another round? Or
I mean, yeah, a lot of times guys will have to drop out of fights because it's actually pretty regularly. If you go on fight cards, you'll see like canceled a lot for certain fights because people will get injured in training camps all the time. You know?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
A lot of stuff. I mean, it's a fucking rough sport, man. You know, and when just exercising in general, you know what I mean? Like you can injure yourself a lot, man. And so that happens a lot, or guys can't cut weight or whatever the reason is. A lot of times they will need to pair, but you do have this other fighter who's been training and a whole staff of people who've been training this guy to fight, and some other guy gets injured. Well, there's lots of fighters in the UFC who will take a fight for some money. So they'll, they'll come and kind of fight the last minute with a short training camp. And that's kind of what happened. And so I was going to win 17, but man, I was angry enough in that moment. I didn't DM angry shit at Colby Covington, but goddamn if I didn't think about it.
We used to advertise for cigarettes, and that went away. Right now, gambling, they advertise all throughout sports. Do you think that will go away in the future? Because every ad is draft. It's such big money, but it's also so damaging because there are a lot of people, unlike you, you can bet $10 and be done, but people get so caught up in it. How long do you think before
Well,
there are actual regulations on this shit?
according to my wife, I do have a bit of a problem with sports gambling, but according to me, she needs to shut her goddamn trap. All right? I know what I'm doing. I'm making investments for the family. I'm making investments. Will you stop it?
That's a
No,
joke of
you
mine.
sound crazy. What's up?
That's an old joke of mine, where I talk about people, the poor people call scratchers their 401k plan.
That's right. That's right. Well, I told you about how I accidentally bet on the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Well, that might be a good bet because when I bet, that was 13-1, and I bet $50 on it. So if they win, they're gonna get like I'm gonna get like $700 or whatever.
Yeah,
If I try to do that now, it's like just over 2.5-1. So that was
yeah, because they're rocking it.
actually
All right, we're out of time on Zoom. We're going to stay live on YouTube for a couple comments. So if you are listening to the Spotify or watching the rebroadcast on YouTube, the joke I mentioned just now is on my comedy special called Unapologetic on YouTube for free. My YouTube channel is just Nathan Timmel. My website is nathantimmel.com. There's a t-shirt store. That's about it. Jake can be found at all social media at Jake Vedra. His YouTube channel has his special. It's called Unalive by Dog Pills. Go watch it, like it, spread the word, tell everybody to watch it. We're going to sign off Zoom. We're going to switch straight to YouTube Live. There are a couple comments I want to get to. So thank you for listening. Jake, hit us with a zinger.
It's too much of a setup. It's got to be random. But
fair enough. Actually, that's a good zinger.
All online gambling should be made to be run by Elizabeth Warren and no one else.
There you go. All right, we are switching to YouTube because I have hit stop. I will hit end, and I will end meeting for all. All right, I want to go to a comment. This is the thing that always gets us.
Zoom, so this is going away.
You look like my wife's boyfriend who supports Trump, so I'm disliking. Again, which one of us? People throw these generic comments out there.
I have resting stop the steal face. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what? I am your mom's boyfriend, you know?
I'm
not her boyfriend, but I'm her side piece, you know?
Oh, I didn't catch it. You look like my wife's boyfriend. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to switch here. Hold on.
Dude, I'm on the right on all their screens. Like,
yeah, but it just says my wife's boyfriend. So that's we're talking infidelity here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No. Her mom might be oh, you look like my wife's boyfriend wife's boyfriend. I thought yeah, honestly, I don't even support Trump that much. What it is your wife is a MAGA loving whore. So she only comes when I whisper about
goddamn Christ. Why can't they get the fucking
Reaganomics is the only thing she likes trickling down her face. I'll tell you that right now.
Wow, you just went harsh there. All right, I got my mic plugged into my phone, so it should sound. Paul, damn it, I'm never here on time. Paul, that's us. I posted it earlier. We started early for Jake because he's in the middle of moving, and so it's not your fault, Paul. It's ours. We started an hour early.
Yeah, I'm moving to Rego Park. So
tired of liars. We need to eliminate advertising for the worst of society. Notice that they started with attorneys and advertising. Yeah, you never saw an ad for an attorney when I was a kid where it was like injured, sue. But now that's literally it's like a niche market. Is you can sue for whatever you want.
Dude, I always think of Dr. Nick from The Simpsons anytime one of those fucking comes up. Or no, Troy McClure.
Yeah.
Now, who's the fucking lawyer? I don't know. Either way, yeah. I just think shady Simpsons character every time one of those lawyer commercials pops up, man.
You both look like my lesbian cousin. Well, that's fair. I don't mind looking like a lesbian.
Your lesbian cousin's hot as fuck. I'll tell you that right now.
I think Kamala took off because we need to know which one looks like the Trump supporter, but not here to answer.
I'm telling you, it was me. I like I said, resting stop the stupid. I look like when I fuck her wife. I'm thinking about Ashley Babbitt the whole time. And goddamn it, I am. But for non-political reasons, it's that MAGA thruple women are not boring. All right, they have a lot of character flaws, but being too boring is not one of them. Even that, though, that one cunt called us boring.
Yeah, the Marjorie Taylor Greene, a throuple, and I mean, not attractive, not an attractive woman, but into some interesting shit. I mean, if you can get past Marjorie's face and personality and everything about her, I'm sure she's a lot of fun in this app.
Hey man, she keeps in shape. She looks pretty good for her age, man. She's like 50.
Have you ever seen her do pull-ups?
Hell yeah, I have. Dude.
I'm surprised she has shoulders. She does those.
If I was single,
those are bad for those pull-ups. Were I'm surprised she didn't pop out both sockets doing those pull-ups.
Dude, yeah. I would I think I would hook up with Marjorie Taylor Greene even before I hooked up with that Kamala 2024 lady's wife. I really would, and that's no disrespect to her wife. It's just and I disagree with everything Marjorie Taylor Greene's ever said, but you know what I mean. I ain't into her for what the hell she has to say.
Even Jewish space lasers, because that one almost got me. That sounded so close to like Jewish space lasers. I don't know,
dude. It would be hotter if the whole time we were doing it, she just screamed conspiracy theories the entire time she was coming.
Paul thought we both looked like the creepy guys at the school drop-off, not lesbians. I can see that. I can see that. I think I have more of a dad look than a creepy. I mean, maybe a creepy dad, but
Sure.
We look like the before and after a drug PSA.
I like that. Hi, I'm Nathan Timmel. You got to stay away from that goddamn ketamine, bud. That's what I'm here to tell you. That's what I'm here to tell you kids from the future. Everybody thinks it's a good time. Special K, they call it. There's nothing special about it.
Who was that? Enclave Dave said that. Oh, that was good.
I like that. I like
it. Aisha sees the elf on the shelf back there. I had it showing more proudly. Yeah, we got the elf on the shelf hanging on a hook. AC, we started early because because Jake had to. So we're Nathan looks like the guy bailing Jake out of jail.
Yeah, this is the last fucking time. Why are you doing drugs for zennials? You're in your 40s now. Stop doing it.
Stop, Dirty Dancers. Yeah, William, sorry, we're getting ready to sign off. We started now. I forget that YouTube has like a Facebook kind of status update spot. And so 10 minutes before, I did post something saying, oh, we're going live in 10 minutes. I'll try and do that. I'll try and be better and do that. We're going to go back to our regular time, I believe. It's just Christmas. But AC, we may have started early, but as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, what you missed, it'll be on the recording, is we're still putting out new content. Every podcast is on vacation except for us. We are putting out the new content, even though it is Christmas week. So take that, all other podcasts.
That's right. They're scum.
Ever since Jake made a joke about leaving my mom's house, then he probably forgot about it. I feel the need to only talk shit. I don't remember that one. What did he say?
I broke up with your mom for Kamala 2024's wife. Oh. I gotta whisper sweet conservative nothings into her wife's ear while I pound her. Again, not stuff I believe, but stuff that gets her wife off. I don't know. She's apparently 53% of white women voted for Trump. Kamala 2024's wife is one of them. What can I say? The enemy from within.
All right. I want to say one thing before we sign off. This is important to almost everyone listening. And when I say almost everyone, I mean the only people it should not be important to are Helen Keller, blind, deaf, and mute folk that don't watch movies. But if you have Amazon Prime, in 11 days, The Warriors is leaving Prime. In 9 days, Escape from New York is leaving Prime. I watched both of them last night. I was just like, oh, what should I watch? Holy shit, The Warriors. And then you click on it. It says, watch now, leaving Prime in 11 days. And then follow-up was people who watched The Warriors also watched Escape from New York. And it said leaving Prime. So this is your last chance to watch The Warriors and Escape from New York on Amazon Prime. Just the classic
I love the
movies ever.
Even though, like, just on paper, it's the dumbest fucking movie ever. The entire movie stems around there's this one junkie that runs this one gang, and he's practically invincible against all the other gangs because he has a 38 special. None of them got that. None of them have a pistol. These other
He
gangs.
started with an Uzi, I believe, or something stronger. Are you talking Snake Plissken? He walked in with a machine gun.
No, I'm talking about the Warriors.
Oh, because yeah, everybody else has knives and bats and roller skates. Yeah,
No one else.
that
They're all fighting him with shit from like a used sporting goods store, and he's the only guy in New York in 1978 or whatever who was like, there's these things where you pull the trigger and they go bang bang and people fall down. I'm
yeah.
just gonna fight with that.
My favorite though is the one I just mentioned when for the warrior, I can't remember which one is already the leader is walking through the subway and then a guy starts skating and following him. It's like, yeah, that'll be good for a fight when you're on roller skates. I was upset. I remember seeing the movie for the very first time. I was upset that the entire gang wasn't on skates because I thought that would have been hilarious, kind of like the baseball dudes or the orphans, or they all had this little this thing going. I thought it would have been hilarious to have the roller skate boys, but it was
Dude,
only
they
the one guy
had a
that was on roller.
they should have had a roller derby girl like in that gang. You know what I mean? Like with the pads and everything.
Abigail was good on Prime. I didn't see that. Was that that's the vampire one?
Yeah,
I heard it was good. I heard Abigail was good.
heard of, never heard
Oh,
of
it
it.
was so these criminals are hired to kidnap a little girl because she's got a rich dad and they're going to hold her hostage. But it turns out the little girl is a vampire and her dad is a head vampire. So they it's sort of like a Dexter thing where they hire criminals so that the daughter can feed, and then they're trapped in a house trying to I've heard it was interesting.
Yeah, I never.
Rollerball with Khan. I haven't seen that in forever. I wonder if that's on
Oh yeah.
Amazon. Yeah, I got to go check for all the good old.
Here's
This pissed me off. I'm going to get angry right here. This is my rant. I didn't rant earlier. HBO is owned by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is an HBO parent as the parent company. They don't have Lethal Weapon on HBO right now.
Oh wow.
I wanted to watch it. It's a Christmas movie. That's how I ended up on the Warriors because I was so mad at HBO. I wanted to watch a Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie, and no, so I ended up on the Warriors.
Lethal
So
Weapon.
yeah, Rollerball was hot, but
You're not thinking Die Hard?
Die Hard is a Christmas movie as well. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. It doesn't get heralded as one as much as Die Hard, but every Shane Black movie takes place at Christmas. Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang, The Long Kiss Goodnight. Even Iron Man 3 is sent.
Wow.
Shane Black does Christmas movies. Everything Shane Black does is around Christmas.
Aren't they making a Lethal Weapon 5?
Gibson talked about it a couple of years ago. He said, "Oh, it's happening." He said he was in talks with Donner before Donner died, but it doesn't. It doesn't have. Why would it? What would the point be?
Yeah, I think they truly are too old for this shit now. I mean, it's kind of an easy joke, but
Dave is right. Strange Brew is on Prime. If he remembers, you are correct. Here's the sad thing. I watched both The Warriors and Escape from New York last night on Prime. I own both on DVD, and I put Strange Brew on my watch list on Prime. I also own it, so I'm watching these movies that I own physically that I have
so many
copies
good
of.
shows out there. I'm just not really watching old movies like that, man. Because even stuff that isn't technically new, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm watching Fargo, the series. It's fucking great, man. I would so much rather just start season 3 of Fargo than go back and watch, Escape from LA, Escape from New York.
Escape from LA sucks. Don't watch that. You have no sense of nostalgia, my friend. Nostalgia is a beautiful thing.
I let the past die. The past is where it's supposed to be, in the before times.
Do you watch Shrinking on Apple?
No, I don't have Apple.
Oh, yeah. Shrinking's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. This has devolved into movie recommendations and talking. So Johnny Dangerously, I'd love to see where they have that. Jake is watching Disney Library again.
We just got rid of Disney.
We're going to be, why? Your kids are getting to the age where they're going to need it.
No, I got them watching stuff like Lethal Weapon, and this is how my dad got around having to fucking watch comic book movies. We started watching shit like Batman and Spider-Man, and he was like, "That was a fun movie." Have you ever heard this one? It is called 48 Hours. With what's it? God damn it, can't think of his name. Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte.
And Nick Nolte. A Walter Hill film. Walter Hill directed The Warriors. See how this all ties together?
Oh, no shit. The same guy
Yeah.
that did The Warriors did 48 Hours.
Yeah, Walter Hill.
Did
All
not
right.
know.
Next week, we good for the same time, or are we going to mess with it because of your moving schedule? Are we going to be, because I'll make an announcement. What are we doing next week?
Next week, I should be good. Same time next week.
All right.
Good at noon. I should be good at noon next week.
All right. Well, everyone, we should be good at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, and then down the 10 a.m. Mountain and 9 a.m. Wherever you are, we should be good for next week at the standard time. And I will try and remember to post on YouTube social media when we're going. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Jake, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone watching. We'll see you next week.
Later.